Hello, you're listening to Reviewing History, your comedy history podcast. I'm filmmaker and teacher Brian Rupert, joined here by...
As always, Stephen Agaka.
And...
Yo, Angie.
How we doing, guys?
Ooh, he did the yo first. That's a rarity.
It's a curveball. You never know how he's going to go.
What he's going to say. He always brings something that's shocking and new, and I don't like it.
I don't like you.
But I respect him.
You better watch yourself. I have the death sentence on 12 systems.
My friend doesn't like you. I don't like you either.
Remember when they brought those two characters back in the movie with the girl?
Rogue One?
Rogue One.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Like, why?
Doesn't she say something like, one day someone's going to like teach you guys a lesson? Something, I don't know.
Like, it was so unnecessary to even have them.
It's just like they just need to mine every ounce of it. Yeah. Where like the easiest thing to do to save Star Wars,
stop making it.
No.
Yes. Give it a fucking rest, will you?
but you could still make it in a new way. Do a massive time jump forward, where it has almost no connection to any of the other shit.
Like when Will Smith jumped off the Empire State Building.
Time jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time jump.
And just have it be its own thing. You know?
A new thing.
A new thing. We don't need stormtroopers. Have new looking like army dudes, you know? Be creative and come up with something new.
But there isn't a built-in audience for that, so they'll never do it.
Exactly. They're lazy.
But as long as you have a lightsaber,
yeah.
You're good.
We're not here to talk about Star Wars.
No.
Unfortunately. Well, fortunately, I guess. Look, our show is about many things. I would say the power of one. The power of two.
The power of many. I like how it becomes sing-songy.
Yeah. Steve, do you even know what we're talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that is.
No.
He's better off.
Don't tell me. Just leave me to my ignorance. It's bliss, okay?
Power of one. The power of two.
Now you.
The power of many.
What's happening?
We're lesbian space witches. We're gonna produce like Uber mentions from the air out of the force.
Lesbian space women?
Yes.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you
Space witches.
Space witches.
Yes.
Is this Star Wars?
Yes.
Oh my god.
We're not even gonna explain it to you. Just look it up. It's nuts.
That's real. That's
it's
real.
The new show.
That's real. Oh my god.
The new show is about lesbian space
I thought you
witches.
guys were making something up in sing song, and I thought it was like, oh, they're being clever. Holy crap. People like this.
No,
nobody likes
Nobody likes it. Oh my gosh.
They put chicks in it and they made it lame and gay.
Lame and gay. Yeah, South Park nailed it.
Anyway, so we're talking about Chaplin.
We are
supposed to be.
Yeah. I think this may be a loopy episode.
I'm very
It doesn't
tired.
have to be. It doesn't have to be. We've been here a while.
Of many.
We've been here for quite some time.
This is one of my favorite movies.
Yes,
Chaplin.
I've known that.
1992.
Yep.
You've seen this many, many times.
I've probably seen it maybe almost 10 times.
Wow. That's a good amount for this movie.
For a
drama.
A
biopic.
drama biopic, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the movie why I say Robert Downey Jr. is my favorite actor.
This is his second best movie.
What's his best? Tropic Thunder?
Tropic Thunder, yeah. I say that with full confidence.
I'd never seen it before.
Oh, you had never seen it?
No.
Okay, so what are your obviously we know I love it. What are your initial thoughts?
It's middle of the road at best.
Okay, I can understand that. I can understand that viewpoint.
Yeah.
I don't see what all the hubbub was about.
Well, I think it's a great lead performance, and obviously this movie's going to hit me in a different way than it's going to hit other people.
Why? All right, so tell me about how you found this movie. Why it was so impactful for you?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure I saw the first Iron Man movie, and I was like, wow, Robert Downey Jr.'s performance in that movie is fucking great.
Iron Man,
the first one. It's like a perfect piece of casting. It's a great performance.
And you're basing that off the comic book character.
Just like off the comic book character and just watching the movie. It's just like a captivating performance.
I saw it recently.
The first one?
Yes.
It's great.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. It like still holds up really well. Like I watched it maybe a year ago. It's still enjoyable. It's fun. He's great in it. But after that, I was like, man, this guy's great. I want to like see some of his other work. And I just went and like started like watching movies that have Robert Downey Jr. in them. Like I watched this rom-com he's in with Marissa Tomei, and you know
She was in this.
she is. I watched a whole bunch of his movies, and I came across Chaplin.
Now, I think, what year is this movie?
92.
92.
92. This version of Robert Downey Jr.
The one in the movie.
is very close to the version of Robert Downey Jr. that we must discuss. And that is the one that had an interview with Beaver's father.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
and I personally have a story about this too that I will mention.
So I'm sure many of you listeners out there have seen at least pieces of the clip that you're now seeing on the screen.
a bunch of the worst motherfuckers of all time.
It's Robert Downey Jr.
My coworkers.
on Wall Street circa 1991, 92, right?
89 to 92, somewhere.
Now, what you may not have seen is after the clip here that went viral, is an interview, a sit-down interview that Downey Jr. does with a group of Wall Street guys. Chief among these guys is none other than Beaver's dad.
My father.
The best is we were watching it here, like the full thing.
Yeah.
And Steve goes, "That's my dad." And I look and I go, holy shit, it is his dad. Your dad had a fight with Robert Downey Jr.
He had an argument about the nature of like capitalism.
Yes.
With RDJ.
And he kind of shut him up.
Yeah, RDJ came off like such
comeback.
a clown.
Yeah.
And then he had to swim through a fountain to like be shocking.
Right, because he's like, I have nothing else to say to this man. He beat me. And
that woman in the video wanted to fuck your dad so bad.
Yeah. My dad was an attractive man. I mentioned to him once that I was watching like a movie with Robert Downey Jr. in it. And he was like, fuck that guy. He's like, he's a prick. And I was like, why? Why do you say that? And he told me, like, yeah, about that story. Like, yeah, they interviewed a bunch of people on the floor and he called us assholes. And he was nice to us in person, but then, like, behind our backs, he was like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that sounds about right.
He's a Hollywood douche.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, it's 92. He's still pretty young when this is made. He's been like 5 years removed from SNL.
When was he a junkie? Was that after this?
Like, I think after this, like the Academy Award nomination.
Oh, he got a nomination for this movie?
Yeah, he was nominated for this.
Oh.
Should have won. But
who beat him?
That's a good question.
Ooh.
Let's look. You guys talk real quick.
Sure, let's talk.
92? It's probably like Forrest Gump or Pulp Fiction or something.
No, those are 94 and 95.
Oh, I think they're both 94, actually.
You're right. He lost to Al Pacino for Scent of a Woman.
Okay.
Also nominated that year, Clint Eastwood in Unforgiven.
Oh, he was never going to win.
Denzel Washington in Malcolm X.
He was never going to win.
He had no chance. No. And he and Stephen Ray for The Crying Game, which I've never seen. But yeah, I would give it to Chaplin retroactively if I could.
Okay.
It was a good performance.
So you watched Iron Man.
So I watched Iron Man, and then I saw this, and I was like, and I had never watched silent films. This is 2008. So I'm like 3 years removed from graduating high school. I had never watched silent films. Obviously, the movie spoke to me as like an aspiring filmmaker and just someone who loves movies and like, you know, had a dream of being like an Oscar winner on the stage and having just like a respectable body of work that you can show people. And the movie resonated with me. And after that, I got into Chaplin and I watched basically every Charlie Chaplin movie. In fact, do you remember we went to a Charlie Chaplin film festival in Manhattan?
King in New York.
We saw King in New York.
It's one of his talkies.
It's a talkie.
Yeah.
After he has been exiled.
Yeah, it was a post-exile
late
movie.
stage Chaplin.
Yeah. I remember enjoying the movie.
It's a pretty decent movie.
I don't remember anything about it.
It's like it's Charlie Chaplin's critique of America and Americanism. Like it's like Old Man Yells at Cloud. Like he's like mad at rock and roll and shit like that, and you know.
Right.
But it's a fun movie. Like if I remember, he's like mean to a little kid in it, which really made us laugh. I think he hits a little kid with a pie.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I saw it once. Has to be almost 15 years ago. But I've dressed as Charlie Chaplin for Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a personal hero of mine, and it stems from this movie, which is how I discovered him.
Mhm.
And then I got more into silent film, and I've watched many silent films since.
Do you think Buster Keaton's better?
No, Chaplin's better. Chaplin is on a short list of the biggest geniuses in the history of film.
Really?
Yes.
Because he can fall down real well.
He's writing his own movies, acting in them.
But then writing.
Also,
He has dialogue, especially
there's
later.
dialogue, but I think there's one thing that is very interesting about this time period is that what they consider a movie.
Well, hold on. I want
Right.
to finish my thought real quick.
Okay.
So he's writing, acting, directing,
Mhm.
doing the music and score for.
Is he? I didn't know that.
Yes,
it's in the movie.
He did the music. So he's doing every editing.
Wow.
He's doing every aspect of the production, basically. And like the list of people who have done all those jobs consistently is extremely fucking short.
Probably none.
It's like Woody Allen is the next closest, but he didn't do his own scores most of the time. I think he did one or two. You know?
Wow.
So it's like the amount of people that are doing that regularly is so short that it's like, how do you not say that this man is like
Obviously a brilliant dude who his impact is immeasurable on the film industry. I don't know if the movie really captures all that.
The movie is
He seemed overworked.
It seems way more interested in his wives.
personal lives.
Mm-hmm.
His personal lives.
Why his relationships failed.
Right, which paints him in a negative light, in my opinion.
The movie does not pay. It's not like a Chaplin worship piece at all.
No, it's not. But it also kind of whitewashes the whole communist thing. Like, we're supposed to, for the movie, if you would go just by the movie, it's like, J. Edgar Hoover is just crazy and trying to get this guy. He's got it in for him. Meanwhile, the dude's like obviously got left-wing leanings. His movies are pushing a political agenda, and he fucking has openly said like he's pro-communist numerous
He was
times.
never pro-communist.
I read a quote from him. It was like, I'm not a communist, but I'm very pro-communist. I don't know what that means other than I'm a communist.
I don't carry a card, but I would if I could.
Yeah.
But if I carry a card, I'm going to lose my wealth.
Right. I mean, you know what it is? I think the movie just rubbed me the wrong way because it just it seems like another one of these Hollywood self-worship things where the culmination of a man's life is that he gets to go to the Academy Awards. And it's like, shut up.
I think with this movie, that's not the culmination. I think it's that his work, and, you know, he is shown to be a workaholic in this.
They act like he had no recognition. The man was the most famous man on earth and beloved for decades.
But as time went on and he was thrown out of the country and the industry, essentially, because he was removed from Hollywood.
Right.
So it's like, it's the recognition of everything he's done in his lasting legacy. And I think that's the final moments of the movie.
Yeah, but I also think that the movie, when it's like, oh my God, you've been kicked out, right? And it was like, it's this emotional moment. He was kicked out at pretty much the peak of his wealth. And it didn't really hurt him in any way, besides he's just not living there anymore. He was probably already out of the business at this point, or at least slowly dropping out.
I don't think you could
It
dismiss
didn't
the
hurt.
fact that a man's homeland has thrown him out, you know?
He was here for 30 years.
But and then he still didn't become a citizen. So what? Why?
Right. Well, that's
so. Was
another
it his
thing.
homeland? No, it wasn't.
Yeah, he was living here for 30 years.
He was
man.
making money here for 30 years, but why
He
wasn't
was
he a
draft
citizen?
dodging here.
Yeah. Why wasn't he a citizen? That's actually why, and that's like, to me, it didn't hurt to see that. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, why didn't you become a fucking citizen? Like, that made no sense.
That is a real good question, and it's one that the Un-American Activities people asked him, you know, that he didn't have an answer for.
Then it's like, okay, well then you could leave. You had 30 years to figure this out.
Why are you banging teenage girls constantly?
Why are you raping teenagers?
That was open. Like, that was discussed in the New York Times. It's not like that was like a big secret.
Right.
Like, they asked him about it directly in the New York Times, like, why do you like sleeping with 16-year-old girls?
Right.
And he said,
it's Hollywood, you know, something. more things change, the more things stay the same.
His answer was basically,
I like to fuck.
I like him young.
Wouldn't you?
I like him young as he rubs his hands.
he actually basically said that. He goes,
He's a pedophile.
I like to be a girl's first experience.
He's a pedophile. That's called a pedophile. Yeah. Most of Hollywood are pedophiles.
He set the
We know
stage.
this now. Yeah.
Before the sign even went up,
Yeah.
Charlie Chaplin was making shit happen.
He was making waves.
By the way,
he's a trendsetter, an innovator.
not discussed in the movie, he has a huge, giant, like, horse cock.
Sure.
Really?
Why not?
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
good
it's
for
like
him.
Why
It's
not?
like a legendary Hollywood factoid.
Yeah,
The
with
Chaplin.
Milton Berle.
He's like an Uncle Milty guy. Yeah.
And he was raping teenagers. That's good. It's good times.
And I know I sound like I'm shitting on the whole thing, but I did enjoy the movie.
And I love that time period.
The turn of the century.
It's a rough time.
And
sucked.
definitely pull yourself up by your bootstraps kind of guy. That's to be admired for sure.
I mean, he made his own way.
Right. Definitely forward thinking in that recognizing film as an art form before anybody else, pretty much.
Oh, I want to talk about that too. So, should we just dive into the movie?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
so
dive in.
the movie opens where Charlie Chaplin, played by Robert Downey Jr., walks into frame, and they silhouette him, and he's doing like the iconic Chaplin silhouette, which is so famous that 100 years later, people still fucking
Doing the I shit my pants
I
walk.
know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he undoes his makeup, and it's all dramatic and stuff. And he's asked about his mother.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins. I recognized his voice before they
Yes.
ever showed him.
Anthony Hopkins
Plays
is
his
interviewing
biographer.
him. Yeah. Who's a fake person, not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
'Cause-
playing the same role he did in Alexander.
Yes.
He's good at it.
Yeah.
So it goes to his life, and we see Charlie Chaplin basically being sent to the workhouse.
Well, no, we see him on stage.
That's the first.
That's probably the most
There's an
important thing.
absurd scene where a bunch of Victorian soldiers are throwing heavy things at this woman.
At his mother.
That didn't happen.
She sucks.
That
She
fine,
can't sing.
but they didn't throw shit at her.
She
they
can't
just
sing.
didn't.
And then the little kid's like, I want to sing. And they're like, yeah, let little fruity kid
Yeah.
sing.
Supposedly
and he does
that-
a little song and dance, and he falls in love with theater.
Supposedly that's
You
a
know?
true story. That
Yeah.
after his mother failed to perform properly, he went out and did it for her and was very good.
I respect the kid's tenacity.
He's a
What
go-getter.
a crazy thing to do.
His father was a drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't really know.
Disappeared.
Mhm.
Has a half brother.
Has a half brother with a different father.
Yes.
They're poor. They're eating fish heads every night.
Yeah.
Fish head soup.
Artful Dodger shit.
Yeah.
Late 18th century, early 19th century poverty just seems so much more brutal than anything else.
Oh, it definitely is.
Well, the further back you go and you're poor, the worse it is.
Yeah, but
being poor in America today
being poor
is
during like,
infinitely better.
Than like being a king in the Middle Ages.
Yes.
but being poor during like the industrialization era really hurts.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
Like there's chemicals and
Filthy.
smokestacks and filthy
It's
and
acid rain.
yeah, it's not like being a fucking peasant in medieval times.
Yeah, your clothes are melting off constantly.
You're not farming, you're fucking dying. But the mom was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a kook.
She's a psycho.
He puts her in the nut house.
She thinks the floor is lava.
Yes.
Yep.
Which that was one of my favorite games as a kid. I probably would have loved her for a mother.
Anytime in the supermarket.
You do it?
Oh, that's what you would do?
That's what I would do.
You do that nowadays?
Yes.
You play with your wife?
Yes.
He's
No, just alone. It's not cute. It's
Yeah.
sad.
he's going like this as they're going down the aisles.
Ah!
Don't step there.
But yeah, he gets taken away by the government.
State.
Yeah, the government
Which-
got him.
Well, he puts her away essentially.
Well, she puts him away first.
in the workhouse.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then when he gets out, he's like, "You fucking bitch! I'm having you locked
Get
away."
going.
It's less vindictive.
No, it's definitely a different attitude than what you just
Yeah.
portrayed.
With him, it's like she's actually a fucking nutter.
Yeah.
She can't take
Yeah.
care of herself, which is sad.
And then I think we get like a time warp to him being a young man where he gets hired
With
by
his brother.
By Carno.
Carno is a real guy.
Carno.
Yes.
He's
looking to do vaudeville.
He's a vaudevillian.
Vaudevillian.
He's Karnak, did you say?
Carnow.
Oh, Karnak.
1877 Carno.
Karnak.
No.
A blowjob in the car.
What's he doing?
He's doing a reference from 1972.
What is what Steve will be giving Anthony on the way home?
Ooh.
Came in separate cars, but we're going to come in one.
Thank you, Mr. Carson.
I think people just like what popped for that insane.
The audience? You think
Yeah,
the
they were
audience?
like, Carson,
That's
Yeah.
hysterical.
Haven't thought about that in 40 years.
he's fresher than ever.
So he performs in front of him and he gets the job, right? His first real acting gig.
Yeah, and he's in vaudeville. And I think if we're going to talk about silent films, we got to talk about vaudeville.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I'm dying to talk to you about vaudeville.
Been waiting all day.
vaudeville is the most important thing almost for the bedrock of film.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
So you have regular theater,
right.
right? Like Shakespeare, shit like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was basically for
Aristocrats.
rich people and aristocrats. Vaudeville, it was
for most of the time. For most of the time it was around. That's
I'm
what it was
talking
for.
in this time period
Mhm.
specifically.
Yeah. Vaudeville was very snappy and quick and fun.
And it was for the
It was
for the common man.
Campy,
for the
hokey,
common man.
yeah.
Mhm.
And obviously you have so many of the silent film performers that come out of the vaudeville world. Obviously Chaplin,
Mhm.
Buster Keaton,
Physical
Harold
comedy.
Lloyd, the Marx Brothers.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it's where it's the
Physical
training
acting.
ground for all these fucking guys.
Right. To just think on your feet.
Mhm.
Think on your feet, be funny, hone
Mhm.
your act, and like
Right.
get good. Like I think like Laurel and Hardy. Like I think all
And
these,
be visual.
yeah, you're performing. It's a
Mhm.
big performance.
Yeah.
So I think that's where a lot of these guys hone their skills.
Eddie Cantor.
It's where he perfected the tramp, you know? He
Well, no.
No,
those skills.
it's where the skills.
Yeah.
It's where he perfected being an old drunk guy.
Yeah.
that was his like shtick.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that's where the tramp comes from, right? Like that same style.
The
of,
Tramp is more like a cartoon character.
He's
He's more
like-
like a Bugs Bunny.
he's a
than anything else.
rapscallion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but
like-
you could kind of see the resemblance in that act, right? Because even when he was young and he's bumping into people and falling down and doing things to them, that translates to that drunk guy, which translates to the tramp. Like it all is connected. That
I think
evolution
I
of
think
the
it's
act. I
picking
think
up.
they did it here good.
I think it's picking up different skills, which he will use for
Mhm.
his iconic character.
Sure.
Right.
Because the Tramp
Sure.
is like Bugs Bunny, where sometimes he's a prick,
Yeah.
sometimes he's sweet. He's a blank slate that can be
Mhm.
everything because he represents every man.
Mhm.
You know, that's what's great about him. He's the fucking everyman. Real quick note on Carno. He is credited as the inventor of the pie in the face gag.
Wow.
Still a classic.
How sure are we? Maybe pie on the face on film, but I'm sure somebody threw a pie in someone's face before.
Apparently,
It had to have happened.
You
according,
wouldn't waste food.
Yeah, you need some wealth.
yeah.
I'm sure there was some French rich guy that just kind of like was like, "Hey, buddy, boom, pie," you know, and everyone
And
laughed.
everyone went, now that's something.
I said, yeah.
That's comedy.
Nobody acknowledge that it's comedy. But they'll find it
and
funny.
he also like kind
The
of
ha-ha. You must get to the ha-ha before
I
you
find
move
that
on to the
funny.
guffaw.
what is that?
It's when Bobby Hill he went to college for comedy.
Oh,
and they were
yeah.
trying to teach comedy. It's fucking terrible. He became Tartuffe, the spry wonder dog.
But Carno also invented doing sketches that were silent so they could get around censorship,
Aha.
which is kind of also laying the bedrock.
Mhm.
Anyway, in the movie, Chaplin works for him, and he's cutting his teeth, and he has a successful act.
We're in London, by the way, if we didn't say it.
Yeah, he is not in
Yeah,
America yet.
right.
Yeah.
And he meets a young woman. He's also allowed in the women's dressing room.
Yeah, he's allowed to go look at tits.
Yeah, he met his first love, tits.
Well, I think that, and I don't know if it's portrayed in the movie, but this is the way I interpreted it.
They all think he's gay.
yeah.
No. I thought that they all view him as like the kid. Like he's like a young, like,
He's in his 20s.
I don't think he's in his 20s there.
I don't know.
In here, yeah.
At
He
this
was-
point,
he
when
was
he's
like
with
21,
Carno,
yeah, 21, 22, because he proposes to a 16-year-old. And I believe Anthony Hopkins says like, you were like 20 here.
Okay.
And you want to get married that young? And he was like, yeah.
I think they probably thought he was gay if he was actually back there.
Yeah. I have no clue if that's true, but in the movie, it's just presented as that's the thing. He's there. This little firecracker comes out.
Moira,
Irish girl.
played by Moira Kelly.
Moira.
She was a looker.
Moira?
Do we know her from something?
Moira Kelly?
She's in Twin Peaks.
She's in
Oh,
a couple
really?
of
Who
things.
is she in Twin Peaks?
She's Donna Hayward in Twin Peaks with Fire Walk With Me.
Oh, that's the movie version of
Yeah.
Donna.
Oh, there's two different Donnas?
Yes.
What's the
They
difference?
couldn't get what's her name? The villain from Men in Black 2.
Laura Flynn Boyle?
Laura Flynn Boyle didn't come back for the movie. She was on the show.
Oh, okay.
So they recast her as that girl, I guess.
Okay. So anyway, they fall in love, and
Well, he falls in love.
he falls in
she
love with
does
her.
not care for him at all, really.
Well, he takes her on a date and he gets fucking snuffed.
Carno cop blocks
Yeah.
him so hard.
They don't allow theater folk in this
Right.
place. It's a well-establishment.
Yes, and
High class.
Yeah, society put him down,
Yeah, no low theater
And-
folk allowed in here.
and he never forgave him for
Yep.
Yeah. So he goes out and he proposes to her by like a food truck, basically.
yeah,
And he's like, "Look, we're going on tour in America. I'm going with Carno. When I get back,
we'll get married.
we'll get officially married."
She's like, I'm 16. He's like, you'll get older. And it's like,
Now,
you
real
pedo.
quick, to slightly defend Charlie
There's grass
Chaplin,
on the field. Why aren't we playing ball?
to slightly defend Charlie Chaplin here.
Well, he's your hero, so you have to, yeah.
I don't
Is
have
this
to,
why he's your
because
hero?
what he's doing is wrong. However, this is over 100 fucking years ago.
I almost like if he's 20 and he's trying to bang a 16-year-old. I'll be honest, I'm not gonna get that mad at him.
Look,
But
there's other cases where like it's
it-
way more
It
indefensible.
kept happening.
as the movie goes on, it gets worse and worse and worse.
He kept going.
That's what I like about Hollywood. I get older, they stay the same age.
And are more desperate.
But look, right here, he's 20, she's 16, they're in England. I feel like it's not
Right.
a super
Everyone's
crazy.
gonna get killed in the First World War anyway.
Yeah,
Is
yeah. Except him, because he draft dodges.
And like, what is the age of consent in England?
At
Like,
this time, there is no age of
I
consent
don't
at
know.
this
that's
time.
so
Yeah.
like he's not is what he's doing morally fucked up?
Yes.
Yes, but is it illegal?
No.
Like, you know, which I think is why Hoover couldn't do anything.
But morality will always trump legality. Every time. Every time. Just because something's legal doesn't mean you do
It's
it.
good, yeah.
Yeah. Like he was an evil man.
But like there's
He was taking advantage of young, desperate women his entire life. He was a piece of garbage.
So like I said, at this point, it's not that bad.
At this exact moment in
Right.
time when
Plus,
he's
he didn't
20,
actually have
no.
sex with her.
Yeah, he actually liked
nothing
her.
actually
Yeah.
happened.
Mhm.
He actually did love her.
Yeah.
And in the movie, they say, like, they ask him, Anthony Hopkins, would you have actually married her? He's like,
So,
yes,
of course.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I wanted to marry her.
Yeah.
He wanted a family.
Mm-hmm.
So we move on. He
We
goes,
cut to like Montana.
he's in like Butte,
Which is
Montana.
a crazy place to go. You think he would have landed a little closer to the coast.
Well, I assume
I'm
this is
sure-
mid-tour
Yeah, this is like somewhere.
Yeah.
because that's what they would do.
Right.
They would
Tour
take the
around the
train
country,
and
yeah.
go places
Uh,
like Deadwood,
Right.
you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sure they're on their way to California. You make some stops. along the way.
California.
And while they're there, he sees a Nickelodeon.
Yes.
A nickel to watch. Is
Is
that where is that kind of where that name comes from? Nickelodeon? Nickel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
I mean, no, not 100%. No. I
Yeah.
figured, but this is more of a like, is that 100% true?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And he goes,
What if it was more than a nickel? What if it was 6 cents?
well, that's inflation.
You might know. You probably know this better than me. Was film a thing over in Britain yet, or was that an American French thing?
Well,
I know France was big with it.
France, obviously, they invented film.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Lumiere brothers.
Right.
Which is impressive because they were candles.
Right. They were living candles.
Yes.
Lived in a castle
Yeah.
with a rose.
Yeah, Disney did it. Yeah.
Me and my wife are talking about that movie.
Bonjour.
Imagine you go to work one day, right?
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, and your boss is such a fucking dick.
That he curses you and
Well,
everyone
he
that
doesn't.
works
The
there.
witch decides all his help also must pay.
It's a job, man.
And now you are stuck as an inanimate object
In Applebee's.
until this hairy fucking beast.
Learns to be nice.
Yeah. Because he was an asshole. Now you're stuck as a fucking ottoman or something.
You're stuck. You're stuck as the receipt printer in Applebee's because your manager pissed someone off.
Like, imagine you get turned into the toilet like you're the beast shitter.
And conveniently, your name is like Le Pew or something. Le Pissoir.
And the beast could easily shit outside.
Yeah.
He's a beast, but he always goes on you.
Oh, I missed. He's getting it all over you.
I'm not used to being a beast.
You've been a beast 18 years. Oh, this is taking so long. Anyway.
So, inflation.
So we were talking about
Film.
Obviously, Edison is huge doing it here.
Yeah.
The Lumiere brothers. I think England, to be honest, I don't know too much about what they were doing film-wise at the time. I know really Germany, France,
And the United States.
and the US are really pumping out films.
Right.
I think if anything, the Brits were probably more pumping out like talent, like actors and things like that, thespians. But I don't know offhand of any like missing English work. I'm sure there's some.
And the first film started coming, what, the 1870s?
Well, like I think it's like 1898, like a train pulls into the station.
Like, when was a Great Train Robbery?
That's 1908.
It's that late?
Yeah.
But like the moving image had been around for
A train
little
pulls
while.
into station is 1896.
What is that? I've never even heard of that.
Okay, this is like one of the most famous like film things ever. Yeah. You would love it. It's the Lumiere brothers went to a French train station
and just filmed the train.
And they just filmed. They put the camera next to the train, and they filmed the train pulling up. And they show. The legend goes that when they showed it to people, people thought a train was coming.
Oh,
through the
yes.
street.
Okay. I've seen that. Yeah. And people like run out of the theater.
Yeah. That didn't happen. That's when I teach it to my class, I do keep the legend up just because I think it makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
But it's actually, that didn't happen.
Right. You can go on YouTube and watch like city footage, actuality from the late 1800s, early 20th century.
Colorized.
Absolutely incredible footage
cool.
out there.
Yeah.
So this has been going on. They're not necessarily movies yet.
The Great Train Robbery is 1903.
And that's like the first movie.
That's the first narrative. That's the first time
a story
is told.
Right.
Before that, it's just like slice of life.
We're just showing real life.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what Chaplin is kind of seeing.
1913. Very early.
Yeah, look, it's the world is spread out. You know, you're not getting everything all the time. So I don't know exactly when he first saw film, but for the movie, it works that he happens to walk into a Nickelodeon.
In the middle of Western Montana.
He could have walked into a Nickelodeon in England.
Right.
You know, or New York. It could have been anywhere.
He still would have got the spark.
He sees it and he's like
enthralled by it.
He's enthralled by it. He's like, this is amazing. This is like a miracle. Like these images are things that are going to live forever.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, at this moment, he also gets an invite from Mack Sennett.
Now, isn't that insane?
Yeah.
That like someone who saw him perform in London specifically went and called on him. Like, I want to pay you what at the time is an astronomical amount of money.
Do you know what it is today?
No.
It was $150 a week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4,760
a week.
It's $250K a year.
It's a great salary.
It's insane for that time.
That's absolutely madness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Makes him
on a hunch. Yeah. Just like maybe they'll be good.
Just because he knows this guy can fall down.
He's got some talent.
Well.
Yeah.
He saw it.
So who is this guy, Sennett?
Sennett is a comedy fucking legend. He ran Keystone Studios. Have you heard of Keystone Cops?
Yes.
Just pumped out tons of comedies. And Charlie Chaplin had...
Obviously, they're making money.
Yeah. Charlie Chaplin, and in the movie, I think he says he never wants to produce more than 2 films a week.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is what you wanted to talk about before, that when they say films...
Like, what is defined as a film?
What are they, like 20 minutes long, if
Right.
that?
They're shorts.
They're not
feature-length films, yes. So making, 30 films a year is a lot different bulk of work than it would be now. That's all.
Yeah.
Like, it's so insanely
It's
different.
also easier in some ways because you typically aren't shooting like let's say I'm going to grab this cup. You could look on camera.
Yeah.
So, I just grab it. Typically in a silent film, it's a wide shot.
For audio's he's grabbing a cup.
Yeah. In a fucking, modern movie, there might be a close-up of my hand cutting it, which is a second setup, and it just increases the work rate.
And every single setup you have, if let's say I go from face onto you and then to the right, now I got to change the lighting setup and make sure it matches and make sure it's good.
Exactly.
And it becomes a pain in the ass.
A lot of the silent films,
they don't care about lighting that much.
They're not worried about lighting. They're not worried about color. They're not worried about sound. They're not even worried about edits. You'll see jump cuts.
They're not even messing up their lines either because they're not really speaking.
So it's like a lot of it is just almost like capturing a performance. And it's the performance of the actor on screen that's the most important thing to them. Getting that right. And Chaplin in particular is fucking
really
meticulous with that.
Yeah.
He wants it to always be perfect.
But they do that. They do a great little cutting room floor scene to kind of demonstrate the process a little bit.
Oh, how they show how film works? Yeah.
How they cut him out of the thing there.
You're on the cutting room floor.
Right.
You don't want to be
Not
here.
where you want to be. What do you think of Aykroyd here?
He's playing Dan Aykroyd as he always does.
Yeah.
He's
I found it
not
weird.
A good actor.
I found it weird when he went to Chaplin and was like, what do you think about crystal skulls?
Yeah.
Do you believe in spook specters? And
I'm from space.
And there was Duchovny. He's the editor.
Yeah, David Duchovny in a little role.
Marissa Tomei's still a looker.
She is just always fucking
beautiful.
Always
great.
Yeah. She loves short, stocky, bald men.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
Did you know that's her type, Steve?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, but Max Sennett, Keystone Studios is like the...
Oh, it's a great scene when they show them filming that like wedding thing.
Oh, well, that's a duplication.
He steals the bride.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it's a real film that they're portraying, right? But it does a very good job of demonstrating exactly what this is and what goes into it.
There's a lot of improv.
Yeah.
Directing.
And people have to play off each other without fucking losing.
It's almost kind of like pro wrestling if you think about it. Where it's like there's no real script and they're kind of like, all right, I'm going to hit you with this and then you hit me with that, and like they're kind of working it out in the moment. And directing that is different too because you get to talk
and
at the people.
At the people.
Yeah.
You get to actually direct.
Yeah.
It's different than, when you're on another film set.
Now it's just managing.
And it's kind of like...
There's no script, really. Yeah. It's just like, I'm going to yell
story.
what I want you to do at you.
Yeah. And you're just going to do it. Keystone is huge. Keystone Cops, they're a big fucking company.
They're making movie magic.
What is Keystone Cops? Why do you keep saying that?
You don't know Keystone Cops? What? It's like the trope of
it's
like the trope of bumbling cops that would chase after
I see.
The protagonist and they come from Keystone Studios.
Hit on the head.
And they're kind of chasing around Charlie Chaplin or Buster Keaton, whatever.
Oh, you can't walk on the grass.
I find the whole thing just exhilarating. Movie magic has saved us so much too. We just cut anything out of this,
Don't do it.
What happens next?
So he sees a silent film, he starts acting, and now we get...
He's making a lot of money.
He's making a lot of money, but he's not really blowing up.
He directed 20 films.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't popped yet.
His brother comes.
Well, his brother comes, and he finds out the girl...
Yeah.
No, not yet, because we got to talk about him finding the costume, which I like how they do it in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, he was looking for a character, and he does this like, I like this scene because it's
Yeah.
like movie magic stuff kind of thing.
It's like magical.
I
like,
found the hat.
the hat
to me.
found to
it was
me,
just
and
there.
and
he's like, "You're a liar."
and Anthony Hopkins like, "That's bullshit."
Yeah,
He's
you're
like,
a
"Okay,
liar. He's like,
here's what really happened.
It
I
actually took a
scrambled
long
around.
time. Yeah.
I scrambled around
I
and
found
I
it
threw
and-
this shit together,
Yeah.
and it worked."
Yeah.
He was about to get fired.
Yeah, he
said,
wasn't
yeah.
popping like like he should have.
Mm.
And after that, we see the first Chaplin short, where he's the
Mhm.
tramp.
Mm.
Obviously, the character
And it's
becomes
awesome.
a fucking icon
Yeah.
and is a huge thing.
Good performance.
And
But he's rebellious. Because
Well-
Tomei is the director. And he's like, no,
Well, she
you're
like
not.
sucks, right?
Yeah, he's like, no,
she
you're not.
sucks,
I wanna
and like
direct.
nobody is happy with her.
Mhm.
He wants to direct.
And he goes to Mac, and Mac's like, I'll let you direct, fine.
Mhm.
And he does.
So now Chaplin starts directing his own shorts. And
20 films under a year, which even for shorts, that's pretty impressive.
he's basically doing like 1 or 2 a week.
Mhm.
And a lot of them are, chases of cops and stuff. There's a good documentary.
You watched all of these?
I have not seen every short.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen, I'm pretty sure, every feature. It's been a while.
Right. And they all, that's just the same thing over and over again.
Pretty
No,
much. Pretty much.
The features are different, and I like them because they tell more of a complete story.
Mm-hmm.
The shorts always kind of leave me a little wanting.
Do you like enjoy watching these, or you just kind of do it out of obligation?
No.
Does it hold up is what I'm asking you essentially.
Oh, yes. They're fucking brilliant.
They're funny?
Sometimes the gags don't always work.
Mhm.
I'm not going to fucking sit here. Like,
Right.
I'm not pissing my pants laughing.
Right. Like a cop getting kicked in the pants just doesn't seem all that.
Look,
Great.
it's 2024. It's
Yeah.
not, I'm not pissing my pants the same
Right.
way. But what I care about sometimes more with a comedy
Mm-hmm.
is understanding the attempt of a joke.
Right.
Whether it's hit or miss is subjective.
Mhm. Like I see some of those Buster Keaton clips, right?
They're brilliant.
They're incredible. Like the stunts are insane
Yes.
and they're real. There's no fucking fakery going
I
on.
watch
here.
Safety
Yeah.
Last every single year.
Safety last.
So I watch 3 silent films every single year, not
Mhm.
counting like the little shorts like I show my students, right?
Right.
Like I watch every year. I watch Buster Keaton's The Goat.
Mm-hmm.
I show it to my class. I show them Howard Lloyd's Safety Last, and we watch Modern Times to close out the silent film era.
Mm-hmm.
Every single year when I watch Safety Last, every class gets into it when he does the climb up the building by the end.
That's where he's hanging off the clock.
Yeah, and my palms are sweaty. I've seen it a million fucking times.
Mhm.
It is spellbinding. If you have not
Right.
watched it and you're a movie fan, you owe it to yourself to watch at least the final 30 minutes of him climbing this fucking building.
Mm-hmm.
And then look into how they did it. It's fucking so cool
Right.
because he is that high.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's some movie magic afoot, and I tell my class after because at first I tell them this is all real. He's up
Yeah.
there
Right.
just to get them into it. And I'm like, okay, now I'll tell you how they did it.
Right.
But it's it's fucking impressive and it's
Yeah.
cool.
Right.
Mhm.
And with the Chaplin shit, some bits I find funny, some bits, they don't work.
Mhm.
But I always appreciate the artistry and the attempt.
Right.
And it's like watching a dance.
Mhm.
That's really what it is. And
Mhm.
you're watching the creativity. And if I'm going to be honest, the real cinema, if you want to take it down to its bare bones and effective filmmaking and directing, you should be able to do it with no audio or dialogue. It's a visual medium.
Someone said that recently. Who is it? Some famous director.
Oh, I don't know who said it. I didn't know someone said it.
I think it's Robert Eggers, maybe.
Is it the one who did
I could
A
see that
Quiet
from
Place?
Oh, I forgot.
I could see Edgar saying that.
No, it's the Dune guy.
Oh, you're right.
It's the guy who made Dune.
Yeah.
He said that.
Denny Villeneuve. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's
Villeneuve.
so I do believe that it's these guys are at such a handicap and they're still telling really great stories in a handicap medium where they don't have access to all the tools. And sometimes they're outright denying the tools.
And we're talking about comedies generally, but there's also the drama.
There's dramas and
version.
horror.
Like
Westerns. There's everything.
I've never watched it, but supposedly the Silent Napoleon movie is a masterpiece.
I've never seen it.
You know what I'm talking about, though. You've seen.
I've heard of
I'm
it,
sure
yeah.
you've seen
Joan of
imagery
Arc
from
and
it.
yeah.
Obviously, Birth of a Nation was an important movie. As fucking bizarre as that thing is.
It is. You had a president watch it in the White House.
Right.
So again, it's like some jokes hit, some jokes miss, but overall,
You see
I think they're
Metropolis,
worth
right?
watching. I've actually never seen Metropolis.
I saw Metropolis. It's the imagery.
like it?
It's very interesting. Very interesting to watch.
Wings is one I really want to
Nosferatu.
watch. Nosferatu I watched last year for the first
I'm
time.
excited.
The Man Who Laughs I watched.
Ha ha!
That was the inspiration for the Joker.
The Man Who Laughs?
Yeah, Conrad Veidt.
Oh.
Later in
Yeah,
Casablanca.
it all stems from something.
Anyway, back to the movie.
Yep.
So Chaplin wants to start directing 20 films by the year of the end.
Brother visits.
His brother visits and tells him his girl
Becomes
left
his
him.
manager.
Yes.
Well, his girl don't leave him.
And he
She's
starts the
married.
Hollywood trend of having a Jewish manager.
Eddie got married
Yeah.
because, well, Charlie wasn't there and she didn't know him, so.
Charlie.
Okay.
Charlie wasn't there.
His brother argues. 1,000 a week for Charlie.
Yes. How much would that be?
31,000 a week, 1.6 million a year.
Oh.
But
But he's the star.
he's the star,
And
and
he's doing all the work.
how much are the movies actually bringing in
Right.
that the studio's getting a giant piece of?
It must
Yeah.
be.
He leaves, and
He leaves Bennett, yeah.
and he goes to Bronco Billy,
Yes.
and he starts making his movies there. The most famous one, of course, is called The Immigrant,
Yes.
which have you ever watched it?
I've seen moments of it.
Okay, I do. It's only 17 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's worth watching as a short. I believe it is in the Library of Congress
Mm-hmm.
as being culturally significant and important. Now, I think that I'm seeing this in 2024.
Right.
Not 2024, but you know what I mean. I'm
Yeah.
seeing it through a modern lens. I'm not going to be offended by a guy kicking a cop in the
Right.
butt.
Yes.
But back then, I could see how someone would take
well,
it that
it's
way.
coming from an immigrant, first of all, from a guy who's not American. And he's got something to say about, the way immigrants are treated as they come through the country. Like
He's a multi-millionaire.
where he's a multimillionaire
Yeah, so what are you
and
talking
hiding
about?
out from the First
Yeah.
World War.
Yeah.
Uh,
The country's done
Yeah.
nothing but create
it's been
your
nothing but
life,
great for you, and here you are
insulting
shitting on it.
Yeah.
You you can definitely see how that
Yeah.
would.
So I have watched.
Would you watch a movie from a Mexican guy fucking shitting on the flag? Go fuck yourself.
No, but
you know?
what I will say is I've watched the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't find it to be any different, really, to be honest, than any of these other Chaplin movies where it's like the cop is after him and like there's wacky shit happening.
Right.
I don't find it to be any different than that, other than that it takes place on a boat.
But I think the intention is there. Like whether you recognize it or not, he intends it to be a statement of some kind.
Probably. But I honestly don't find the work itself, like the movie itself, to be anything other than like
What we've already seen.
And a new setting for it. And it's like, look.
But setting adds context, right?
But I do think he's doing it in a way to add creativity and humor to the situation because this is a time of mass immigration.
He's trying to say that like America is bad to the people coming here.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
It's really not like that in the short. The way I honestly took it is like this is the experience of people that were getting on the boat and like it's more like a springboard for comedy. Like there's a bunch of people on a boat coming to America and like the cops are trying to shepherd them in a particular way, and like I'm going by a memory of a thing I've seen 10 years ago, but like
plus you get the title card arriving in the land of liberty, which is supposed to be taken ironically, I think.
I don't think it is, but that's my reading of it, I've seen it. So to me, I didn't find anything offensive. I really don't find it to be this.
I don't think anyone would find it offensive today.
No, I don't find anything.
I'm trying to put my
blasphemous.
head in that of the time,
I think if you're looking for something and you're going to be super sensitive about a guy kicking an immigration officer, I think you can get pissed about it. But there's no acts that are any worse than things he was doing to the Keystone Cops.
But essentially, what it is the first grain of sand in this hourglass that will eventually lead to him being expelled from the country, right?
It's the first strike.
Yeah. It's evidence number one.
Yeah.
that will
It's
snowball.
the first time he's using his art form to make some sort of political
Some
statement.
statement of subversiveness.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's pushing the envelope a bit.
Right.
I encourage everybody, watch the film. It's 15 minutes.
Let
you can
us
find
know
it on
what you
YouTube
think,
and let us
but,
know what you think about it.
I think since art is open to interpretation, there's also some art that is not open for interpretation, and it is straightforward. Kicking a cop when you're a prisoner is a lot different than kicking a cop, let's say, like in a security situation, or let's say
When
in
you're
an
trying
office,
to be welcome to a new nation.
or when you're trying to be welcome to a nation. So I don't think that's open for interpretation. I don't think that, like, you can interpret it that way if you want.
I really don't think he's being subversive.
I know
It's
you don't think.
It's the
I
standard.
know you don't.
It's the
But
standard
I'm
thing
saying,
he's doing.
I'm saying, yes, it's a standard thing, but it's the context in which he is doing that standard thing. I can kick you in the knee and it's going to be really funny.
I think because
if I kick somebody in the knee who's already a crippled, it's no longer funny. It's something
Right.
serious.
it's almost as if
You know,
the fact that it is something that they've seen before
it lightens the
gives
load.
it plausible
Yes,
deniability.
Yeah, but
You know,
realistically,
what do you mean? I'm not making a statement here.
Realistically, he is making a statement.
Yeah.
Hey, the people that are in charge are your enemy, and you should see them as jokes. That's what he was saying. Whether it's a very big, extensive statement or a small statement of that, it's still the statement,
Right.
You know,
I
and you can interpret it however you want, but that's if we were wrong, there's a good chance that he wouldn't have been expelled. You know, like he would have been
all right.
kicked out.
So this is actually interesting. All of our parents or great grandparents immigrate to America roughly around this time, right? Like when does your earliest ancestor get to America?
1890.
One I know about is like 1919, 1918.
I would think it was a generation before you.
Yeah.
Mine is roughly around then. I had a Polish
Mhm.
one who left Poland to escape World War I, and then he had to go. Then he fought for America,
Mhm.
and he got hit with mustard gas.
Rough.
So it's roughly the same time period. But I mean, the way it's depicted in the movie, it's a shitload of immigrants on a boat trying to get to America,
Mhm.
and it's just general mayhem and mischief. I don't.
The other context that we haven't discussed is the fact that Europe is at war.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, America is not.
And these people that are coming during the war years are, they're refugees essentially that are
Fleeing war, yeah.
being brought to safety in the United States. And the United States probably should be thanked for that, I think, as far as the American public's concerned and the way they would think about it. And Charlie Chaplin, obviously, he's becoming massively wealthy, and his nation is at war.
Mm-hmm.
And he is not a part of it whatsoever.
No,
Because of
yeah.
the safety. Yeah.
When he does go back to England, it's going to come with some resentment.
Which we'll
Yeah.
get to. So I guess let's keep moving with the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we end up in a situation where it's like Hunter S. Thompson in the men's room licking the coat. And we spend like an hour talking about that.
Well, he meets Edna.
Edna.
Yeah.
Who's Edna?
Is that
Edna is the
Mila
one who has to eat
Jovovich?
soup 46 times.
Oh.
Which I find it hysterical.
Edna Purvis. She
Yes.
becomes a leading lady in many of his movies. She's
Yes.
in The Immigrant. At the end, there's a nice tidbit where even after the silent film era ended, he kept her on his payroll the rest of his life.
Mhm.
She's not a great. I don't think she's particularly that good of an actress, but she's fine for what she is.
Mhm.
She's no Mary Pickford.
America's sweetheart.
Yeah.
We meet Doug Fairbanks.
All right.
Life was fun with Doug. Motherfucker rope swings down to say hi to Charlie. None of you guys rope swing to say hi to me. pieces
Well,
of
if I
shit.
did, the ceiling would come down. Doug Fairbanks is the fucking man.
Why?
First, like action star,
Mhm.
like the prototype for classic, like
He's a swashbuckler.
swashbuckler, classic American movie
good
star.
Word.
Kevin Kline plays him in the movie.
Uh-huh.
Does a great job.
He does.
He's one of these guys that talkies kind of swallowed up his career.
Talkies.
I love that scene too.
He can't. He had a bad voice.
I just don't think it translated well for him. But if you go,
Did you ever see Singing in the Rain?
I've actually never seen it, but that's what it's about, right?
It's about the transition, like the actress, like the big star from before in the silent era, tries to transition, and she sounds like this and can't do it. It's very funny.
So there's a movie that came out a couple years ago with Margot Robbie called Babylon.
Okay.
And it's about that time.
It's about a space station where
Yes.
politics and commerce happen.
It got ripped off by Deep Space.
Yeah.
No, so the movie is about the silent film era, but it's about like the massive parties and the opulence of the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a time jump and it shows the fall. And it ends up cutting at the end to like when Singing in the Rain comes out.
In the 50s.
And people that like were impacted by like the silent film era are watching this like mockery of their lives. Yeah.
It'd be like hair bands watching the grunge movie.
Yeah. You know? It's like dancing on their corpse. The movie is really good. I want to do it at one point. It's not really based on a true story, but there's a lot of truth in there and things based on individual people. But that's another thing.
We've stretched far, so we could do it.
At this point, look, we just did a 1920 silent film movie, so that's a ways away. But anyway, Douglas Fairbanks, I think I've sent you this in the past, and I show this to my class every year. There's a scene from his Zorro movie where he's running around. And he's like climbing and jumping, diving through windows, doing all these cool fucking swashbuckling stunts. I've sent it to you before, right? Or I watched it with you.
I know he jumps over walls and things.
Yeah, it's so impressive.
Yeah.
Like, Doug Fairbanks is the fucking man.
Well, he falls for Mary Pickford, America's sweetheart.
Yes, Doug Fairbanks and her are hitched.
And at this party that they're at, you have who apparently Chaplin hated. America's Sweetheart.
Yeah, they didn't get along.
Yeah, they did not like each other.
But the three of them formed United Artists, right?
Yes, with W.C. Fields.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's also Leeloo Dallas.
Multipass.
Yes.
Which is great.
Mildred
Harris, the child actress. And jailbait was mentioned.
Yes.
And I was like, was that term coined that early?
Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know. I mean, I feel, because that's the thing. Like he said, it wasn't an illegal thing. There was no law against it. I don't know if it was in the United States.
Maybe there was.
At this
I don't know.
Well, let's look it up real quick.
Look up age of consent laws in the United States. When did it happen?
I'm gonna be flagged now.
You're already flagged.
How old was Mila in this movie? Because she did look very young.
She looks pretty young.
She's probably like 20, right?
Right.
She had to be at least 18 because she was half naked.
Right.
There was titties.
So hold on, it's Googling. Okay. Age of consent laws started in the 1880s.
Okay.
The age of consent, most states was 10 or 12, and the exception was Delaware, where it was 7. So Joe Biden was in the clear.
When did
he was a young man back then.
When did it?
He was 107.
So this was what year was this?
By 1920,
20,
26 states had an age of consent of 16.
Oh.
21 states had an age of consent of 18, and Georgia had an age of consent of 14.
So there was no way that jailbait was coined that early.
The last two states to raise their ages of consent to 16 or higher were Georgia in 95 and Hawaii in 2001.
Whoa. That's late.
Yeah.
Hawaii, what are you doing?
Polynesians.
Yeah, there's just they got their islands and we don't know what
Brando's
goes on
going
there. All we know is that when we burn down your entire city, we'll give you $700.
But
what are you even talking about?
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
No,
not yet.
Oh,
you talking about the thing with the volcano
in Hawaii? Yeah, like a bunch of people lost their homes and shit, and instead of like trying to like help them repair and like get them insurance money and shit,
they gave
the government gave them $700
Yeah,
checks.
didn't like Oprah and The Rock try to buy their like property?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was horrible. It was horrendous.
Yeah, this was the targeted laser weapon.
Yeah,
right?
it was real bad. Like it was real bad. It was not good.
All right, so based on what we know right now, it's 1920. Let's assume that California, to be generous to Chaplin, the age of consent is 16 there.
Okay.
Sure, yeah. So why would jailbait be a thing? That makes no sense.
And maybe it's just for modern audiences.
I think so, yeah. I think
modern
that's what it's
times.
for. Yeah, but the more things say the same, you know what I mean?
So what do you think about Mila Jovovich in this?
She functions to just be hot.
Yeah, that's all she's there for.
This is her second appearance on our show, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, she was also
Joan of Arc.
Joan of Arc.
She's
d'Arc.
better in that. She's better in Joan of Arc.
She's good in this. I mean, she plays her role.
Is this her first? It's probably her first movie, right?
I don't know
Good
about
question.
that. Let's see.
I don't think so.
She's not multi-passing around yet.
Not yet. No.
She's a couple years away from that. I will say this is one of her big breaks. She's in she's in a movie in 91, Return to Blue Lagoon, so we can guess what that is.
Wait, isn't that Brooke Shields' Blue Lagoon?
That was the original one, which
was
14.
about like fucking pedophiles.
Well, it's
what is with this?
Well, Blue Lagoon is like I've never seen it, but isn't it Brooke Shields is like
Brooke Shields is like 14 years old showing her tits,
and yeah, it's her and like another 14-year-old boy are on the island like having sex with each other, right? Isn't that the movie?
Hollywood. I know we use it as a crux for this, but God, I hate Hollywood.
That's the movie. Dazed and Confused in 93, I think, is the start of her big break, and then Fifth Element is 97. I think that's when she really.
Well, that's a perfect movie. We all know this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody disagrees. We'll go, yeah. Right.
So, I think this is the start of her career really blossoming. Where are we in the movie? So World War I.
Chaplin gets a soundstage and sucks at tennis.
Well, Charlie Chaplin buys his own studio, Chaplin Studios.
Yeah.
Now, this is interesting because it gets sold later to the Muppets. And that had been Muppet Studios until recently because they just put it up for sale like last week.
Really?
How much is it?
I don't know, but I think we should get the gang together and do a show to save it.
We're doing a sequel.
Yeah.
Talk about UA. Did that happen yet?
United Artists did not happen yet in the movie. We'll get there. So
they really don't go into it.
It's so brief. So World War I is happening, and he's doing like a propaganda style movie, which
he's
is
getting
glossed
married to
over.
Mildred out of wedlock.
Well, she tells him that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Well, she actually was, from what I understand, but the movie makes it seem like she wasn't. But there was some kind of like stillborn thing happening.
Oh, so she actually did have the child?
Yes, and it was stillborn.
That was my song pick, by the way.
Okay, so no, the first pregnancy when they got married was a false alarm.
Oh.
Then she became pregnant, and their child died at 3 days old.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
So that's pretty fucking bleak.
That's horrifying.
And then the marriage, didn't work.
Fell apart because she was a child bride.
You
are my child bride.
Rest in peace.
I am your father groom.
I'll give you
everything. You just can't leave your room.
I sing that to my wife all the time, and she fucking hates it. R.I.P. Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor was brilliant, man.
God damn.
All right, so where are we?
J. Edgar Hoover.
J. Edgar Hoover.
Oh, is that when they have this scene where Hoover's given like a diatribe and everything he says is correct?
Yeah. But Charlie's just like, I'm going to do a bread dance and make this fun. And it's like, he's trying to talk and you're just like not letting him.
Right.
Well, he just doesn't give a shit. And he's doing, that is an iconic Charlie Chaplin moment from, I believe, The Gold Rush of him dancing with the bread. And it's been parodied in a million different things.
Yeah.
Like The Simpsons has done it, it's everywhere.
Those political types, they're uptight. They don't know how to have fun. They don't know how to rape kids.
He's talking about the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
And Emma Lazarus's poem.
So where are we? So he doesn't like Chaplin right away for disrespecting him.
Right.
And
you made an enemy that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't know. By the way, J. Edgar Hoover is a fucking weirdo.
Oh, yeah. He's a psychopath.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking Mr. J. Edgar Hoover.
Yeah, Mr. FBI.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy, too.
So where are we? So
Mildred, they get divorced, but she's claiming the film he was working on as an asset.
Yeah.
So
Remember when he was in that Tucker movie, and they
Uh,
portrayed him as like,
J. Edgar?
was it him? Oh no, it
You're
was.
thinking of the senator.
No,
right?
I'm thinking of the Fly guy.
Oh, you're thinking of from The Aviator.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
why can't think of his fucking
I
name?
can't either.
Howard Hawks?
Howard Hughes.
Howard Hughes.
Yeah. Never mind. Sorry.
All right.
all right.
What were you saying, Steve?
I don't. Mildred claims the film as an asset in the divorce, and in order to get around it, they have to finish it and like publish it and put it out so that she can't get it.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have zany chase.
And
scenes.
it's
This
really ridiculous.
This is an homage they're doing
right.
obviously
to the silent film era. It's fun.
very
I like
silly.
it in the
Yeah,
movie.
it's silly,
Mhm.
but it fits.
It's there just so they're like, let's let Robert Downey Jr. do some Chaplin
Let's
shit.
have some
Yes,
fun.
yeah.
It's
I'm
a fun.
okay
it's
with
a
that.
fun
I'm okay with
sequence.
that.
It
Mhm.
works in the
The
movie.
cops are chasing them, and like they're
Keystone
dressing
Cops.
up, and yeah, exactly. Say Keystone Cops again.
Keystone Cops.
Keystone Cops gonna give it to you.
And now, I believe this is him making The Kid,
It's
Right.
him editing The Kid.
which is probably his best film,
I
Would you
don't.
say?
I don't think it's his best film.
or The Dictator.
I personally think Modern Times is his best
Modern
film.
Times.
Mhm.
But I mean, The Kid, great. Like,
So they're all known as like the tops.
he
you know?
like
That's a famous one.
he has 4 or 5 that are just like absolutely like perfect.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, like City Lights, The Kid, Modern Times, and The Great Dictator are all like, and The Gold Rush,
Mhm.
and like even The Circus. Like
I mean, he
has,
gets the kid.
he has 6 like no doubt great films.
He
Mhm.
kissed the kid on the lips in this film.
Well, it's his son in the movie.
Yeah,
It's like his adopted son. It's different. Now there is a creepy pedophile thing
mean,
with this,
it's
which
yeah.
we could talk about The Kid for a second. One of his later wives, they all mentioned it in the movie, was cast as a beautiful cherub angel in The Kid, and he groomed her after that and would later marry her.
Oh my god.
I believe his second wife, Lita, that's where he first met her.
he
I'm
he
not
should
gonna
be
sit here and tell you.
nobody's hero.
I'm not gonna sit here and tell you he's an angel.
Nobody's
Is
hero.
that the song?
Oh, Charlie
that the song?
Chaplin, he's a pedophile.
So they get Charlie's mom to come to
I
America.
knew he was different in his sexuality. He didn't like girls once they hit the age of 13. But he's Brian's
I
hero.
wish that wasn't such an obscure song that nobody knows what you're doing.
I know.
Because it's really good.
There's somebody, right?
Hero.
Now, I assume this part is real. They get his mom out of the institution, buy her a house in America, and that's where she stays until
Her
she
dying
dies.
days, yeah.
That in the credits they say that's what happened too.
Yeah.
So
Seafront property, and we didn't
Yep.
mention it. The person playing Chaplin's mother is actually, Charlie Chaplin's granddaughter,
yeah,
No kidding.
Geraldine Chaplin. Yeah.
Wow.
I liked that.
I think that's a good touch.
Yeah, and she was good.
She's
Like,
she's a
surprisingly
really
good,
good actress. Yeah. She was on Game of Thrones later and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. She had a very long career.
Nice.
Anyway, so where are we in the movie?
Charlie is going back to England to
goes back
visit
to
old
England.
friends because he just needed to see some friends. You know what I mean?
In reality, he's going there to talk to his ex-wife, I think. I think that's the reason he's going.
Mm.
While he's there, he's talking
You mean the woman he wanted?
his ex-fiance.
Right.
He lost his fiance.
His ex-fiance?
The poor baby.
Yeah.
he goes to see Hetty,
Hetty.
the girl that he first
That's
fell
what
in
we're
love
That's
with.
his ex-fiance.
That's what he's talking about.
They were never engaged.
She accepted, I thought.
No, she
Officially.
didn't. He wanted to. She didn't.
I thought she accepted at that moment, and it's like, I'll go and like make a
No,
living
she
and then
said
bring you
no.
back. And
I don't know.
I thought she had said yes.
You could look up the real story. They weren't engaged.
I thought in the movie
She got married. He's going to see a married woman.
I think he probably just was going home to go home and see some shit.
Well, he doesn't have many friends.
Yeah, who does he
She's
know?
one of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
But I liked this, and the reason why I said that, I like this a lot
And
because
she was dead, right?
it turns out
She
he
died of
finds
the
out
flu.
she's dead, and he's on the train, and
Carno tells him.
Carno, and he's devastated, and it's like, well, what do we do now? And he's like, well, I gotta go say hi to people. And then he walks off the train.
Goes to a pub.
Well, first he sees a big crowd of people,
Right.
and they're cheering him on, and they love to see him, and they want autographs and smile and meet him. And he is in such a dark place.
Yeah.
And what you hear in the background, the famous song, "Smile,"
Well, they
lightly playing in the back.
They use that in the score throughout the movie.
And I loved it. I thought this was probably the best part in the movie.
When he goes to England?
When he's being cheered on, specifically.
Oh,
so he
okay.
finds out Hetty's dead, and he's devastated. And there's a scene now.
Yeah,
he's going through the train, and the second he finds out, you hear like a train whistle, like almost like, oh my God, like a shock.
Yeah.
Very, very well done. And then he gets off the train, and you hear Smile playing in the background, like hauntingly. And
Well,
he's happy to see everyone.
They kind of ask him, what are you going to do now? And he's like, smile. And he goes out and he's signing autographs and he's acting like he's not hurt. And
he's devastated.
It is a good moment.
It was a very good, probably the best part in the movie.
And the real actress, Henrietta, she died in the Spanish flu after the war.
Yeah. The flu epidemic.
My grandfather had that.
So he found...
He lived?
Really?
He lived, yeah.
Oh, shit. Tough guy.
Yeah.
He's the boy who lived.
And now, he's in the bar. And the veterans.
He's in the bar. The veterans hate him. He doesn't have a place in England anymore.
He doesn't have a life.
And as he's leaving the bar, I like this moment where he exits the bar and he's in an alley and there's a giant "The Kid" billboard. And it's like, the kid is out now.
Yeah.
So it's like every time he has like a movie or a
quick question. Did you ever see the Bruce Willis movie, The Kid, from 1998?
Yes, I did.
I don't know. I don't think I did.
You did?
I don't think I have.
Maybe 99.
It's good. It's good.
And the actress married a politician who died, Henrietta.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's not important.
Is he an MP?
The Kid, by the way, was ripped off by Big Daddy.
Really?
I think the story is I think Big Daddy is just a ripoff of The Kid. Where it's like a guy finds a kid and kind of raises him, and it's not his, but it becomes his, and they want to take him away at the end. He has to fight to have the kid. I think it's very
much, yeah.
The Kid is great. I recommend watching it to anybody interested in this subject.
Yeah.
Anyway, so where are we? So he's deciding that it's time to go back to Hollywood, and I like the tide is starting to turn. And
as far as what?
Talkies.
Talkies.
They're coming.
Oh.
And Fairbanks is standing on the Hollywood sign. He's yelling, "Talkies!
Talkies are coming! The future, Charlie!"
And Charlie's like, "Shut up."
I like that it's the Hollywood Land sign.
Yeah. Right.
Which, do you know why it's not Hollywood Land anymore?
No, why?
I believe there was an earthquake which
knocked off the sign.
Knocked off the land, yeah. And they were like, Hollywood is good
It
enough.
was God telling them, "This land is not yours anymore." Nobody listened.
Where are we? So now he meets his second wife, who he had groomed on The Kid.
Yes.
Yep.
He doesn't like her.
Really?
They really fly through her.
Yeah.
Well, she's she's barely even mentioned in the book.
She was a blip.
He has kids with her. It's really not mentioned in.
They're in one scene.
Yeah.
His two sons.
Yeah.
One of his sons becomes an actor with her. One of his sons becomes an actor, Sidney Chaplin, and later he will act in a movie with Charlie Chaplin and Brando.
Two fucking Paramount
Psychos.
Guys.
Well, Brando wrote in his book that Charlie Chaplin was the most sadistic, cruel person he ever saw in his life.
No way.
Yeah, and he fucking...
And that's Brando.
And
He raped a woman.
with butter.
On film. For fun, for kicks.
He didn't even use butter. Why did I make him Jewish?
I don't know.
Some internal thing with you. I don't know.
I just don't. I don't have a Brando. I guess I don't know.
He does a good Brando. I don't know how he does it.
His Brando.
I can't remember what I did back then.
You did
It's been a long-
Brando.
It's been a long time.
You did like a lower lip thing. I can't even describe it.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get with the butter.
Kind of like that. Yeah. It was very good. I don't know how you do it.
So Chaplin apparently was abusive to his son Sidney and demanded perfection from him. And supposedly Brando was going to walk off their set unless Chaplin apologized to Brando for his actions.
Wow.
And Chaplin did it to keep Brando on the set. So
That's brutal as fuck.
Yeah, so Chaplin again is kind of a prick there.
Mhm.
But just wanted to mention that they kind of brushed past Lita. She's not super important. I guess they didn't want to be like, well, he groomed her from the time she
we
was
don't
a
want to
child.
make him look too bad.
He's filming the movie The Gold Rush,
Mm-hmm.
which is a classic Chaplin movie. A lot of famous bits.
Sure.
The biographer is like, sex did you in?
Mhm.
Did sex do him in? Because it seems like they were willing to forgive all the sex shit.
Nothing did him in. He died successful. What are we
talking about?
Yeah, what are we talking about? Nothing did him in. He's the highest paid guy in the world for a long time. Nothing did. He lost a ton of his wealth and still was fine. So what do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah, but if you're not living in America, is he even worth living?
No, he only has a villa in the Swiss Alps.
Swiss, yeah.
Fuck
out of here.
What a tragedy.
Yeah. Oh, no. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I retired to the Swiss Alps with $100 million. And a young 20-year-old wife. My life
The torture.
is tough.
What a tortured artist.
At least we're united.
Please talk about UA, because now we're past that. What is that?
United Artists?
Yeah.
United
It's
Artists.
like a union.
It was.
I know, but Brian needs to get into it.
It was basically a studio put together by the big stars at the time. So Charlie Chaplin, Doug Fairbanks, Mary Pickford.
The idea being that the artists have control.
They have control over what is being made and the production of the movies. They don't have to worry about a studio and distribution and all that.
Right.
They do it themselves.
Mhm.
They obviously, United Artists was successful for a long time. Eventually it died, and then it was resurrected by Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, and a couple of other people, and it had a second life, and then it died again.
And then became like movie theaters, right?
I think that it
Because I know it as from the 90s when it was fucking
United Artists Stadium
was
16.
theaters,
Regal owned it.
Yeah.
Because that was our spot.
Man, I
Go
love
to UA 16, you know?
Yeah.
R.I.P.
So it's a film production company. Now it's owned by MGM. Like I said, Chaplin, Griffith, they started it. It was it's been bought by MGM and all this, but that's who founded it. It just became another studio eventually, but it started with the artists wanting to, make their own stuff,
Right.
have creative freedom. And, they would bring in other people, like Orson Welles became a member at times. Orson Welles was not a fan of Chaplin either.
Action Orson.
Really?
He viewed his work as like gay and effeminate, and like thought he wasn't as good as Buster Keaton. Yeah, hold on, I'll pull up the quote.
Wells thought he was gay.
I'll let you pull up the quote. Hold on.
Action Awesome, please.
Say anything.
Just do nothing.
So Chaplin,
Yeah, say something.
Chaplin said this. There's a lot of things, but
Wells said this about Chaplin.
he said
Was it reminiscent of when he was selling peas?
some kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, he's using some of those words.
So he said this about Woody Allen. I can barely bear to talk to him.
About Woody Allen?
Oh, yeah.
I can barely bear to talk to him.
He said he has Chaplin disease, that particular combination of arrogance and timidity that sets my teeth on edge. But in his book, he really bashes.
He doesn't like weak men.
Yeah. Everyone should be a 300-pound drunkard. Shitting themselves as they hawk shitty
But talking
champagne.
eloquently.
Yeah. So in the movie, now we meet Paulette Levy, who will eventually become Paulette Goddard.
They do a good joke. 21, too old for you.
Yeah, she's busting his chops.
Mhm.
He still did it. He still went in.
Now, I've watched Modern Times many times.
It's when he goes for the gears, right?
Yes, I am always struck by how beautiful Paulette Goddard is.
Really?
I think she's a real looker, the real woman.
Mm-hmm.
So this was about the Great Depression, right? Because
It's about industrialization.
So
in the movie, he's like, I need to say something about the Great Depression. It's important.
Yeah.
it's not. So Modern Times is
It's like a critique of capitalism and like factory.
It's not
work.
even capitalism. It's a critique of everything
Industrialism
going on in society in like the 1930s. So it's like
futurism.
If you watch the movie, it's like, you know, the soul of man is being replaced with machines and like things like that.
Right.
But like as
humanity being replaced, like the human being becomes a unit.
I find that so interesting because he made that statement, and by expressing this, he overworked himself with technology to express this. So he was doing the exact same thing that was happening.
But
like,
what he
people in the Depression, where they had to work like insane hours to like just make a living.
No, the problem was there's not work because it's kind of like today where people are like AI is going to take all the jobs and like
it is
and automation. Yeah. But this is the start of it where it's like factory workers, simple factory workers, like I think
his job in the movie is to turn a screw on like one thing over and over and over again, and it's just inane dead work and it's inhuman. And then he gets sucked into the gears.
He has a mental breakdown.
Right.
And like and basically the movie is it's really about the human condition and just like.
It's like being more than just your job.
It's a beautiful movie.
But that's what I was saying.
Right.
Because he isn't.
But
he himself ruined all his relationships by overworking.
Well, that's just
like it's a product of his own.
About that. That's his own personal issue.
But what he's
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But what he's saying in the movie is like pressing on is important and just bucking up and like keep trying. And that's where the song Smile comes from. It comes from Modern Times.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
I do.
Smile though your heart is aching.
Smile even though it's breaking.
You'll find that
he's actually doing a good version. This is the best version of any song he's ever sung.
If you
just smile.
I don't think I know this.
I'll play you the Nat King Cole version after. It's phenomenal.
And it's in the movie?
Song. Yeah.
It's in the movie.
It's
so
in
the movie,
background constantly.
It's in the background of this movie constantly. It's in the movie Modern Times. Yeah. And I want to talk about this real quick. Oh, we skipped over City Lights. In City Lights, Chaplin has a problem where he needs the
City Lights.
It's one of his movies with the car door.
Because it's not in the movie. I was like, what
it
are you
is.
Oh, the car door. Yeah.
So he has a fight with his brother about using sound.
Right? Oh, yes. Okay.
And he's a staunch advocate for not using sound.
It would ruin the trend.
Not everybody speaks English in the world.
Right. And basically, what happens is he uses sound effects in that movie because it's already the 1930s. Like the genie's out of the bottle. Al Jolson has done his thing.
Right.
The industry has changed. Yeah.
That was good. That was good. I can't whistle, so I'm always impressed.
You don't know how to whistle?
It's not that I don't know.
Just
how.
pucker up your lips and blow. He's looking at you, kid.
Can you whistle like that?
Not as good as him, but I could do a little whistle.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, mine's a little hollow. Anyway, so he decides that he's going to use the car sound effect, the car slamming its door to indicate that
the blind girl
gets confused with the rich man. And it's a whole thing. It's a great rom-com where like after that, he's trying to be a success for her. A lot of his movies are about a regular average day person or a poor person trying to make it and
that's his key audience.
Overcome.
Right.
Modern Times is a great example of that. It's about the Depression and bad things keep happening to the tramp. He's confused as a communist when he's not.
Right.
Due to happenstance, he's locked away. Modern Times is brilliant, but the movie is a talkie.
Modern Times?
Modern Times. There's talking in the movie. There's dialogue amongst other characters. It's not consistent, but it happens here and there.
Okay.
Like they're like worker 6, you know, and like there's dialogue. Chaplin at the end sings a song. It's in gibberish. It's like a mix of like Italian, Spanish, Portuguese. It's like every language kind of blended together to be like a gibberish mess.
Very globalist of him.
So he's not saying anything.
It's very international.
Very international.
Well, he basically wanted the tramp character to
cover all bases. Yeah.
No, if he's like, I don't want him to ever speak, right? So it was his way of people being like, we want to hear you speak.
It's like, no, I'm everything. I'm everyone.
And he does it with gibberish, where it's like you've heard his voice, but he never said anything.
He transcended. Yeah.
The character goes away. The tramp goes away at the end of Modern Times. There's a beautiful ending with Paul Godard.
And you never hear from him again?
He is never the tramp again.
Wow.
The next movie,
Great Dictator.
He is not the
He's
tramp.
not the tramp.
He's a Jewish barber who through happenstance
in fake Germany.
Yeah.
in fake Germany. I forget the name of the place.
Like looks like the
It's like
Dictator. He gets
Transylvania or
confused with
something.
the Dictator or
it's
something.
yeah, it's not Fredonia, but it's something
Yeah,
like that.
right.
There is a nice scene here when he's actually working on this film, and Paulette, what was it,
Paulette Goddard,
Paulette
yeah.
Levy.
Oh, when he meets the Nazi?
No,
well, no,
before that.
he's like he's consistently working, and she's trying to get his attention, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And she kisses the guy, and he still just doesn't care. And she's like, "That didn't work either." You know, I do that to Ant in front of his wife. She still hasn't.
Yes.
She still
Because
hasn't
I'm just
noticed.
so into what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is playing Candy Crush.
Yeah.
What are you, Opie?
Yeah, I guess so.
What level are you on in Candy Crush?
I haven't played Candy Crush in probably 15 years.
Tekken.
Were you watching him play?
What?
Were you watching him play Tekken?
He wanted me to play. I said no.
Yeah, we didn't play.
He was like,
Grown
play this
man.
game you've never played. I want to beat you in it. I want to dominate you. Anyway, so where are we in the movie? Modern Times.
They're getting divorced.
Is a talkie. He's obsessed with work.
They're getting divorced. Fairbanks is getting divorced. They're all getting divorced.
Well, Fairbanks is aging,
They're all aging, yeah.
but Fairbanks' star
Well,
is
he's dying.
Is dying.
He's literally dying.
He can't compete.
His
3
heart's
years.
giving out.
3 years after this, he'll be dead.
Mhm.
After
And
the
now we
divorce.
get a very
The fascist at the party.
cringe scene for me, but I get why it was here.
Well, this incident supposedly happened in real life.
Right. There was like a German.
Well, there was a big
Filmmaker.
there was a big
Filmmaker.
movement in the in this time period in like
German films.
before, not German films, but before like the war
Before the war.
before the war got really hot, where Nazis sent people here to kind of
Get into Hollywood.
speak about Nazism and like
Oh, sure. The
Yeah.
German American Bund was a thing, and they were trying to promote Nazism in the United States. Really, it was just a bunch of people. I think that got together to drink Oktoberfest, and then foreigners would come and try and tell them about politics, and they'd be like, "What the fuck?" But yeah, there was a sizable Nazi party in the U.S. prior to the war, and then it kind of evaporated once the war started.
But
Well,
you
changed.
you had Germany sending people to kind of make America almost
Support.
sympathetic.
Yeah, support. Yeah.
And this guy's at a party talking to Hollywood elites,
Yeah, talking
trying
about how
to
great Hitler is.
talking about how great Hitler is.
And
Chaplin goes
Chaplin's
in
like, "This
and he's
damn
like,
fascist."
"Fuck you," basically.
Yeah, well, if you're a Jewish guy who's paying attention, you already kind of know what's happening over
here's
there.
the
Yeah.
thing,
So-
though, that I read. Chaplin at this time didn't even making The Great Dictator did not know about the atrocities.
Well, a lot of people didn't.
So
well,
it
they
makes-
hadn't happened yet, you know?
Right. So this scene kind of is confusing to me.
Why?
Well, because he's like, he gets called Jewish, and he's like, I don't have that honor. But
Well, if
I don't-
And that was actually a thing throughout his whole career.
What year was this? Is kind of my confusion, I guess.
Hitler wrote Mein Kampf in the 20s.
In the 20s.
Yeah. If,
and his campaign was on
right.
that shit.
It was all out there,
But wasn't this like
you know, the ideas anyway.
this was?
I don't know if it's
40?
pre or post Kristallnacht, the moment in the movie.
Yeah.
But that's the turning point
That's my
as
confusion. Maybe it
But
was.
regardless if anything has happened, you kind of know exactly where they stand on that issue.
Right.
And his brother is half
Yeah.
Jewish.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, isn't he Jewish?
Charlie Chaplin is not Jewish.
He's not?
He is not Jewish. And that's one of the things that like he's like almost been accused of his whole career. Charlie Chaplin is not Jewish.
So the father of the brother was?
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's why he says, I don't have that
the
honor.
Yeah,
Mhm.
'cause his brother.
He's not Jewish.
Right.
And throughout his whole career, people would always say it to him, and he would almost never like deny it because
Mhm.
it's kind of like an asshole thing almost, you know?
Right.
Like, so what if I am? You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he would almost never address it. And in this moment, he had a great witty retort for the Nazi.
Yeah.
And he walked away.
Mhm.
Which that was like a little cheese moment for me. I was like, I get why, but
I
it's a
like
little
that
cheese.
moment, obviously, for me.
I think it's a good scene.
I do also want to talk about this. We gotta, because we're talking about Jew shit real quick, we gotta talk about why there's so many Jews in movies, especially back then. The reason Jews got into film
Mhm.
was they really weren't allowed to participate in theater, and they weren't really kind of welcome totally in vaudeville. And when film started, it was like this new space,
new area.
and a lot of Jews performers behind the scenes, like, you know, executives, they
weren't locked out.
They weren't locked out, so they were able to jump in and, you know, help create that industry.
That makes
Obviously,
sense.
there's other people too, but that's why there's such a glut of Jews throughout the beginnings of Hollywood. It was not, and it wasn't something where it was like, this is going to be, you know, the art form that dominates the narrative for 100 years. It was coincidental. It was, we're not welcome here. We're not welcome here. We'll go do this thing that's viewed as low class.
Mhm.
You know, movies were viewed as like the thing for poor people. That's why that's why you had a lot of why you had a lot of Jewish film people at that time.
What could you afford? $10 for a theater ticket or a nickel for a movie? You know?
But while we're talking about the Nazis,
You're gonna charge me nickel?
Yeah. $1.60 today.
What's that Seinfeld bit about the library book? You charge me nickel?
So I like this. So now Fairbanks, and this is the last time we'll see him in the movie, meets with Chaplin in the parking lot, and he's like, you know, I think he stole your act.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, the mustache.
Adolf stole your act.
And after this, they start United Artists.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
thought it was earlier.
No, it's after this. And now he's decided that his next movie is going to be about Hitler.
The Great Dictator,
The Great
which was his most commercially successful film, apparently.
It's a very controversial movie at the time because it comes out when Europe is at war and America is not.
Yes.
And that means it could be seen as warmongering.
Yes.
It also, he gives the famous speech, which has gone down in history.
And they do it in the movie.
A legendary
movie speech.
It's like an anti-war speech, really.
It is, but there's definitely some echoes of communistic leanings.
He calls them comrades.
Yes.
He says comrades.
And he says something akin to like workers of the world unite.
Yes.
It
is straight
I think he changes it to like people of the world
think he says
unite.
people of the world unite.
Yeah.
It's a more humanist speech than a communist speech. But I can understand.
You can definitely, again, these are these grains that are building up in the hourglass.
Yes. It's especially at that time when it's like, we don't want to be involved with this.
This is not America's fight.
Yeah. Like, why are you here?
Right. And he's essentially doing a call to arms for all the peoples of the earth.
Right. It's like, no. You asshole. No.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Just keep your mouth shut and fall on camera. You're a millionaire. Leave it alone.
It's a good speech. It is kind of globalist, you know, but it's also a pro-peace, anti-war speech, being like, don't fight for fucking.
No, he's saying it's a pro-war speech.
It's not that.
It is a call to arms. It's like we need to destroy
the opposite side. It's like the people that are the leaders of the military are treating you like objects. You shouldn't be that. You're a person. Join us and be with the people. But you're still an object. And if you want peace, prepare for war, motherfucker.
Well, I'm saying he says soldiers, don't give yourself to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think and what to feel,
the military.
Drill you, diet, treat you like cattle. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. Do not hate. Only the unloved hate. The unloved and the unnatural soldiers don't fight for slavery.
Right there. I hate that. Do not hate. I'm allowed to hate whoever the fuck I want. You should hate some people. You should have some hate in your heart. If you don't, you're subject to being a victim.
That seems very unchristian.
Fine. You know what? If I want to hate cannibals, I'm allowed to hate cannibals. I'm allowed to say fuck those people. Why can't I do that? Oh, okay. I won't hate. Sure. Fuck you. Sorry, continue. I hate globalists.
It's look, I think it's a good speech. I think it's anti-war. I could understand if you're looking for the communist shit, you can definitely pick it out of this speech.
I mean, the FBI did. realistically.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, they were on top of this.
He cites the Bible at one point in the speech, you know.
Yeah.
But regardless, he does the movie. It's a classic to this day. I hate in the movie that like the Tramp's going to go out saying something that I want to say. He's not the Tramp in it.
Oh, he says that?
Yeah, he's already spoken.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it is what it is. I do like him and Hitler were born the same week, the same year, 4 weeks apart.
I know this man.
4
He's
days
me.
apart. Yeah, it really is funny that they have like almost these kind of parallel existences.
Same mustache.
Hitler bravely fought for his country. Chaplin
Avoided.
died and went to America.
Fucking Chaplin.
They really have nothing in common other than the fact that they both styled the same mustache.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think Hitler did the mustache to try to kind of blend in with the most famous man on the planet at the time?
It's possible.
To steal some shine?
That was a fairly popular mustache.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
Mustaches were in.
Charlie
hard.
Chaplin was the only guy who had that.
But I feel like at the time, people were probably calling it the Chaplin, and then it became the Hitler.
Remember when Michael Jordan had it for some fucking weird reason?
Dog, that's the Chaplin.
Do you remember there was that
Mike?
Do you remember there was that hipster phase in like 2000? Like,
has any facial hair ever been ruined that badly?
No.
Nothing else.
That's it.
Yeah.
But do you remember there were like a couple of
it.
like hipsters that tried to bring it back in like 2000?
Maybe the mullet.
In like 2009, 10.
The mullet was never good.
It's not directly connected with like Hitler.
With genocide.
But like, what would be more socially acceptable? To walk around with a Hitler mustache or a mullet?
A mullet.
What would you get more shit for?
Mullet.
You'll get more. No, you'll get more shit for the Hitler stash.
You think so?
Oh yeah. You'll get punched in the face. The mullet, you'll get laughed
Did I
at.
ever tell you when I went out with a Hitler stash once?
Did you?
That's just you. You're just
Well, I was
Everyone's done it and walked around their house like that for a little
for
while.
fun. Yeah. Sometimes raising your hands.
Yeah. Maybe doing a certain distinctive march.
Raising your legs a little too high. But then you shave it off and it's fun.
Yeah, you keep it for like 10
No,
minutes.
I was doing.
There's a look.
Did you ever do it and look and be like, I look good, but I know I shouldn't do this.
There was a time where I think we were getting ready to shoot, like I wanted to shoot like a Chaplin ripoff thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And I shaved my mustache and my facial hair to be the Hitler. And
it was like, no.
I actually went to the movies like that.
As Hitler?
Yeah.
Well, I was myself. I was wearing normal clothes, but I had the
With
Hitler
the Hitler,
mustache.
yeah, the Hitler.
And
With the
I'm
Chaplin,
like in
realistically.
concessions buying like, snacks. And people are looking at me.
Horrified.
I'll never get this. There's these Orthodox Jews.
Oh, you Larry David?
I swear to God.
It's a Seinfeld episode.
Yeah.
It's a Seinfeld episode.
And guys, I swear on fucking anything was happening. They
Jerry, I was just going for an acting gig.
It was a gig. No, I said gig, not the other thing.
Just wrote a whole episode right
Look
there.
over there. It's a gig.
Wrote an entire episode right there. Funnier than anything they've ever put out.
But I'm at the concession to buy popcorn. So these Orthodox Jews are like to the right where like the butter station is.
I'm one of you.
And they look at me. And I look at them. And they're like, what the fuck? And I can't explain it.
No.
I can't like, oh, I'm doing
It's
like
for
an
a movie.
acting thing. Yeah.
Why don't you use fake hair? I'm a method actor. How method, Brian?
But do you remember I did enter Chaplin as a Halloween contest?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did good.
You did good. Yeah, it was a good Chaplin. I think we probably have a picture of it somewhere.
I should have won because my contest was created. They gave it to some hot chick dressed as Mario.
Right.
It's like,
Of course.
come on.
Of course.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we did the music video for the Soul Invictus song and you were dressed up in that outfit holding like a bust?
Well, it was me and the P-Man.
Yes, I had no shirt on and like a lady's hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pat, the P-Man, was in like a weird dress.
He's wearing a dress. Yeah.
And I was wearing a Chaplin hat
yeah.
and just holding a bus. And I'm deadpan the whole time as you and Pat.
He sings the song and I just clap along.
Yeah.
So artistic. So artistic.
In God
Geniuses, really.
we trust.
So
Not
artistic.
too much.
And I'm not singing. I'm just
No, you
deadpan
just-
standing there.
It's hysterical.
You still have that?
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
That's out there, yeah.
I want to watch it later.
And then we did the other Soul Invictus song too, right?
I think we did a sequel. I don't remember that one as well.
The only gifts in
It's
life.
the same song.
Yeah. Oh, it is?
Yeah. Not a guaranteed.
Yeah, you're right. That is the same song.
He meets Joan Barry, the psycho.
Yes.
Still tapped it because she's young enough.
Well, in the book, he specifically writes that she has giant tits.
Yes. Yeah.
She's older too. She's like 27. And it
Uh-huh.
is ironic that the one time he went with an older woman
Goes wrong.
and fucked
Goes
his whole
awry.
life
Oh,
up.
the one that goes crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should have known because she was redheaded.
Mm.
But this is interesting. So right after that, he meets Una.
Una O'Neill, played by the same actress,
Yes.
Moira Kelly.
That's who?
The first
girl.
Hetty, the first girl that he met.
Oh, really?
It's the same exact actress, yeah.
Yeah.
Moira.
I guess it's like, oh, I found my true love again.
Yeah.
Because this is the one he stayed with the longest. I think 20 years.
He stayed with her till he died.
Yeah. 20 plus
Um,
years.
Which is in the 70s.
Yeah, they had several kids together.
Yeah, they had a good life. That's,
had, like,
that's the
9
happiest they've
children.
ever been. Good for them.
Now, right after he meets her and things are going well, the girl, Joan, puts him...
Joan of Arcadia?
Yeah. She gives him a paternity... Well, saying she's pregnant with a
Now,
kid.
I saw
Yes,
something
yes.
when I was looking up little videos about
Okay.
all this that said that he actually made her have an abortion earlier before that.
Really?
Yes, and
Well,
that's like why
surprising.
she went nuts. That's why she became a crazy bitch.
Oh, really? Because he
Yes.
made her do that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be
Yes.
surprising.
I did not see that.
He
I
was an
wouldn't be
evil man.
surprised.
Clearly.
Now, I don't know if that's true or not. That's just something I saw on the internet. But the movie doesn't mention that at all. And then she tries to saddle him with a kid that
Yeah.
not his.
Yep.
That after scientifically they proved it wasn't his.
The blood test proved it.
Right.
It was inadmissible.
But James Woods wasn't going to let that stand.
Nah, they got to get him out. He's got to go. This guy's raping kids.
It was inadmissible at the time, I
Right.
guess.
Yeah.
And, it was, people view it now as like kind of
A
clearly
miscarriage
bullshit
of
case.
justice.
Yeah, Maury
yeah.
would have said, "You are not the father."
You are not
Yep.
the father.
He would have jumped around
Yeah.
dancing. And
Oh hell!
Yep.
No! I told you.
high-fiving audience members
Yeah.
while the women just break down crying. But Charlie could settle for 150 grand. He's like, nah, we're not doing that.
He shouldn't settle. He's right. It's
Yeah,
not
he
his kid.
fought it.
If he settles, does he not get kicked out? I think
No,
no matter
because
what, he's getting kicked out.
That's not
right?
why he got kicked out.
This is what started it.
No, I think this
What
was
do you mean?
just an excuse.
This entire thing was a ploy to put bad publicity on him.
But they didn't kick him out until he was going on vacation and leaving.
Yeah, that was their great
going to a movie
best
premiere.
opportunity.
Yeah.
But I'm saying,
Yeah, he was gone. He was out of the country,
Yeah.
so they didn't have to remove him by force. They
That's
just
the thing.
it's a
barred
great
him entry.
opportunity.
Yeah.
But
I think if he never leaves the country,
without
never
this
would've kicked him
negative,
out.
yeah, but without this negative press, that doesn't work well. That's actually when you actually read the article about it. That's like the connector. The FBI used this to
The
besmear
timing,
his-
the
besmirch his
timing
name.
lined up with the height of the McCarthy shit.
yeah, we're in the 50s now.
The actual law.
And his star is kind of dwindling.
do you actually
Yeah.
know the law that they got him on? It wasn't the pregnancy thing. The real thing.
What was
They
it?
used the pregnancy to smear his name,
Yeah.
but the real law was he took her on vacation, like a girl to sleep with.
Joan?
I don't know if it was exactly her. It was one of his wives when they were young, and slept with her. And that's against the law at the time. It was a fake law. But like, if you take an underage woman to go sleep with them in another country where it's legal, then come back, they charge you,
Oh.
and that's what they got him on.
Is that the official reason?
Yeah, you can read it. I might be paraphrasing it a lot, but that's pretty much what they did. And they said it was like, that's stupid. Like, this makes no sense.
It was really, look,
They wanted him out.
it was like
It was a problem.
It was a personal thing. Hoover wanted him out, and he had views that were not super popular at the time,
Yeah.
and that was really that.
Paul McCombie in court. He has to pay child support until she was 21.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
So in the movie, I guess we can kind of get to the end. He does Limelight and Monsieur Verdot, 2 movies which kind of don't do too
We
good.
are planets to each other.
But he gets invited back to America years later.
Yes, 1973, I believe. 72.
Yep.
You ever see these movies?
I have seen Monsieur Verdot. I have seen I think I've only, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I've seen both now that I'm thinking about it.
I sang the wrong song. I meant to sing Limelight, but I sang Just Between Us. I think it's time for us to recognize.
Yeah. They're pretty good movies. They're dark comedies. It's him in a darker direction, doing less slapstick. I actually respect this time period a lot from him because he's taking risks and doing like dark shit, which other people wouldn't do. Like one is about him being like kind of like a woman murderer.
Oh,
it's fun. It's like a black comedy. It's funny though. Anyway, so he goes to the Oscars and he's like, no one's going to care. They're going to hate me. I've been thrown out of the country for like 20 years. He was knighted previously, which isn't mentioned.
I think it was after this.
It's mentioned in the credits.
Okay. It was after this?
Yeah.
And his work is viewed upon by the crowd.
And he gets the
ovation.
longest ovation in history.
Yeah.
Yeah. As he should.
Yeah, I mean, he cries.
Yeah.
It's a very emotional
The makeup,
scene.
by the way, is terrible in this movie.
Awful.
Yeah.
Truly
I gotta
awful.
say it. It's bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Was this a hit?
It was.
think
I
so.
think it was. Successful enough to be nominated for Oscars. Let's see the money. No, it lost money.
Yeah.
It was made for 31 and it grossed 12 million.
Competition was stiff though.
92.
That's a good
That's
year.
stiff.
But I mean, it was nominated for awards.
Wasn't that like Jurassic Park?
It was
era?
nominated for Best
93.
Actor, Best
93.
Art Direction, and Best Original Score, done by John Barry, the James Bond guy, the man who did the Bond theme. So that's another reason this rules.
And that's Chaplin.
That's Chaplin. So here's the question: what do you rate this?
I don't know. It's a good movie.
It makes sense. Far and Away came out this year, so it makes sense that this didn't do good.
Nice movie for nice people.
Right.
Chaplin. I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Okay.
There's just not all that much there.
I went higher than you. I think there's a lot here. I think there's a lot about the man.
I think it doesn't.
I really enjoy your passion about the subject matter. I'll tell you that.
But
I like listening to you talk about it.
Yeah.
What I like about this is
Just the movie itself.
It's more real than
I'm gonna
most.
give it a 9.5.
Okay.
What I like about it, and I'm gonna compare this to a movie that none of us like, The Maestro. Right?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Maestro was just all about
Him having gay
having
sex.
sex.
Yeah.
This kind of does a good
does
job.
both.
It does both.
Yeah.
Which is what I want.
It's a very good portrayal.
That's true.
Which is why I like this. Because
Yeah.
we find out he's a sexual deviant,
Mhm.
and we also see his work.
It's not a whitewash. For
It's
the
not
most part.
whitewash.
No.
I gave it a 9.
You know, I gotta respect that. I'm bumping it up.
All right, what are you going with?
I'm going with 7.
Okay.
I gave it a 9. I don't like the man.
Wow, you made it a 9.
This movie,
You really like this movie.
as much as I don't like the man, this is how a biopic should be. This is what it should be. It has emotional takes that are not through rose-colored glasses. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
hated it.
I hate the man.
Okay.
I don't hate the movie. Because the movie itself, I feel a lot while watching it. You know what I mean? Like you do feel for these characters and because they're real people and the people who are portraying them do a very good job. I like a lot of the production too. It makes me feel like I'm in these locations and, experiencing it in a time that I wouldn't
like the way
understand
you move.
otherwise. You know what I mean?
I like the way you move.
It's a good movie. I could watch this at any time. I hate him and what he stands for. But at the same time, I can respect him and I can respect this movie.
Okay.
That's what the special needs kid told me.
Yeah.
My last day of high school.
Okay.
I would tell you a
Tell
story.
the whole story.
Yeah. So I was cutting gym all through my final year in high school, and then the last 2 months, the teacher told me I was going to fail. So he was like, "You got to come every single day." It was my last class of the day. So sure enough, I did it. I came every single day to gym class, even the final day of school.
Nice.
Senior year. So the last day, the only people in gym class were me and the special needs kid. And I'm just sitting.
The last day of school.
Last day of school. I'm sitting on the bleachers.
You're a senior.
I'm a senior. Watching this kid bounce a basketball around the gym.
By himself.
By himself.
Your
and
teacher thought you were an ass.
Shooting hoops and missing all the time. And I'm just watching him. After about a half hour watching this kid, he walks over to me and he looks me dead in the eye and he goes, "You don't have to like me, but you gotta respect me."
Come the fuck on,
and then the bell rang. At that moment, the bell rang. I swear to God, it was cinematic. The bell rang and I left.
And that was the end.
And that was the end of my high school career. That was the last thing. The kid walked over me and he went, "You don't have to like me, but you have to respect me." I'll never forget that.
It's a great way.
Yeah.
he timed it on purpose to be like, "I'm getting this guy and I'm gonna change him forever with this." Did he spike the ball and roll?
No, he was just holding it.
Oh my gosh.
I had never seen him before. I don't know who this kid was.
Was your teacher watching you the whole time?
He was around.
Yeah.
Waiting for the day to end.
Yeah, he's like, when will this day
Why
end?
did these two assholes show up? I could have been doing something else, and we have these two morons. Let me see your drawing.
Well, I have to rate the movie.
Well, yeah, I'm saying.
All right.
Go ahead, rate it.
I'm going to give the movie a 9.
You said a 9.5.
9.5, yeah. Obviously, it hits home for me. I love the filmmaking stuff. I love the legacy stuff. It opened a whole new world of film for me. It gave me a new cinematic hero.
Close your eyes.
And it's like, look, I can understand that he was a flawed guy. I also am a huge Woody Allen fan. These aren't good people, but I respect them as filmmakers.
Yeah.
And I think the output of their work is something special and admirable.
Speaks for
and
itself,
it's like
man.
the body of work I dream about, it matters to me. In the past, that ending scene has made me cry multiple times.
What, in the movie?
Yeah, where it's just him seeing his
He's watching
legacy
his
of
stuff,
film. And yeah.
Because Walter Matthau appreciated him?
No, just
standing ovation ever.
the standing ovation and just seeing his whole life before his eyes and stuff.
I'm just being a dick.
Yeah. So that's
That's a wonderful drawing.
It's definitely
That's
Hitler. It's Hitler.
Yeah.
No, it's Chaplin. By the way, when I was
I don't know,
Chaplin
man.
for Halloween,
That nose.
when I was Chaplin for Halloween, so many people would come up to me, "Are you Hitler?"
Oh my God.
Because it's Staten Island.
Right.
And
they're
you
just
bonk
They're
him
like,
Did you
"Go
bonk him on
for
the
it,
head
buddy.
with
You
the
should have
cane?
won."
You bonk him on the head with the cane.
Yeah.
That nose is really some subconscious shit going on with this drawing.
Why? What's wrong with the nose?
It's pointed.
Yeah, it's look. It's
How else
not
would I draw a nose?
There's a lot of ways you could draw a nose. That's
Really?
squared. Yeah, it looks squared to me.
To be honest, I tried to do a V.
Ah,
and
there
I
you
think
go.
I fucked up a
Messed
little.
it up.
Yeah.
I knew it. But anyway.
But I mean, I
Chaplin.
think it's clearly Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, that's clear. Yeah, I mean,
Hitler would never be smiling.
That's true. The main difference. Pictures of Hitler smiling are unnerving. When you
that footage of him at the Berchtesgaden garden where he's having a great time.
or he's holding a puppy.
Yeah.
It's this is weird.
Having
the
fun
German-
with Ava. She's dressed in lederhosen.
love the German shepherds.
I can't wait for us to do Downfall one day.
Oh, it's gonna be
my
good.
God.
It's gonna be good.
Swing!
It's gonna be good. Well, that's it. We're at time. Thank you. Good night. Curtains close.
Have a great evening.
If it's an evening, it might be morning. For this
Steve loves
person.
you. Steve loves you.
I do.
Steven loves you. Happy happy, happy dance, dance. Happy, happy dance,
What is
dance.
happening?
When we learn something new, we do the happy dance, dance. Let's do your happy dance.
I wish I bought that pistol earlier.
What the
We were looking
fuck
at pistols.
was
I
that?
wish I bought. I would have just.
That's Elmo.
Oh,
At the end of when he has a segment where he learns
he does a
something.
happy dance.
He does a
Yeah.
happy dance. Yeah.
Okay.
And my
So you
daughter,
learned something.
yeah, when you learn something, my daughter will do the happy
Daughter
dance.
is a
too.
big Peppa Pig fan, right?
No, Peppa Pig is banned in my house. I am serious.
I know. That's why I brought it up.
Do you know about this, Steve?
Why is Peppa Pig banned?
Peppa Pig is about teaching children to not respect their fathers and be rude to them. Daddy Pig is treated like the biggest piece of shit, and Peppa Pig just like is like, fuck you, Dad. So we do not allow Peppa Pig in my house.
I respect that.
Yeah.
That's a good move.
I think it's a good parenting move.
Yeah.
My daughter's allowed to watch Bluey,
Right.
Bluey, yeah.
Sesame Street.
Getting that Australian angle.
Yeah.
I am kind of worried that she is getting an Australian accent of sorts.
Oh, that'd be so good.
So,
Brian walks in. Good day, Dad.
What?
hello, you bloke. Cracks open a faucet.
What's a good word?
I'm playing with me didgeridoo. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's the water commissioner in Springfield. It's Tobias.
Anyway,
There's nothing wrong with the bidet, is there?
Brian. What the fuck was I talking about?
Your daughter having a
it's Austra-
30-year-old man Australian accent.
So she's learning to talk, right? She has like some words.
Yeah.
More is one of her big words, right?
Some more.
She's a big Pink Floyd fan.
But
music from
could
before
I have
Mo.
some more? But instead of saying more, right?
Yeah.
She says it more.
Oh no.
Oh.
It's like Australian.
Oh,
And I
no.
think it's because of Bluey.
You gotta cut out Bluey now.
Oh, I love Bluey. Bluey is actually like a pretty good cartoon.
You like Louis?
Like when I have to watch. If I have to watch,
You like
something,
Bingo?
my daughter loves Bingo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, do you know the family?
That's Bluey's sister. It's
Bluey's little
Bingo.
sister. Yeah. You know Bluey's a girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's two girls, Bluey
Mm.
and Bingo.
Mm-hmm.
There's
You should stop watching Bluey.
There's
in your
Bandit the
house.
father and
Okay.
Chili. Yeah.
Chili.
Chili is the mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about like Blippy?
There's no Blippy, but there's Snickers.
I meant the
Who's a little sausage dog.
Blippy's like
Move
a
your little
guy.
sausage leg, Snickers.
Blippy's like a dude. He has a show. I swear to God, he's a real person.
Oh, Blippy, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
We don't watch him. Oh, Blippy's like the YouTube pedo guy, right?
Yeah.
No.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a pedo, but
He
he might
strikes
just be
you.
making that up. We're in a certain mind
It's a
frame.
lot of
who's in
fucking
Hollywood
like
and YouTube.
accusations
Yeah.
being thrown around.
Blippy's gonna sue me.
today.
He
Allegedly.
could. Yeah, he could.
What? Fucking, I don't even remember what to say.
Say goodbye.
Yeah,
Show's
we're on
over.
our way out. Yeah, it's 2 hours
All
now.
right. Thank you all for listening and or watching. We greatly appreciate it. Want to give a big thank you to Tom, Steve,
Fucking
Dave,
10
Brywalk,
o'clock.
Q, Get 'em, last record down in the studio. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys. Want to give a big thank you to everybody listening and or watching. I think I said that. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. It helps us
Share.
in the algorithm. Please share, tell a friend. Our View History Pod on Twitter, Reviewing History Pod everywhere else. Anne is walking out.
But you take forever.
Good day.
Good night.
Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Our View History
All that
Pod on Twitter,
jazz.
Reviewing History Pod
Let's
everywhere else.
fire him for that.
Follow me personally on all social media at Brian Rupert. That's with 2 P's. Follow me on Letterboxd. I rank and review every single movie I watch, even the ones in my personal life. Thank you guys so
If
much.
you know
We'll see
history,
you next time.
send in an
Bye.
application because he's fired for walking out on us.